G'day and welcome to hopefully a really short edition of the Aussie Ideas Man. Got a few hours to kill and I thought why not have a little shot at Free Power's latest. Has to be Free Power's. Good old Hillbilly Bill, because he's the only one that's made a video today. Anyway, let's see if I can make some fun of this.
Hey everybody, how are you doing on this fantastic morning? Oh gosh, I hope you're having a good day. Got some really good news about APTERA, and we are going to get into this information. I'm sure you're going to be very excited when you hear this. So let's get into this baby right now. All right, welcome back to my channel. It's good to have you here. And if you're new here, we appreciate you checking this channel out. And of course, to my patrons, you know I always have love for you guys. You help me keep this channel going, and I just want you to continue to let others know about APTERA, just like what I'm trying to do.
Funny that. I keep my channel going and I don't have a single Patreon person, never bothered to sign up to Patreon, never ask anybody to subscribe, never ask anybody to ring the bell or like. What the heck? Keeping the channel going is all dependent on whether I like to make a video or not. Nothing else. There's no monetary gain from it at all. YouTube never pays me a cent. So I don't know how this guy has to rely on financial incentives to keep his channel going.
Yeah, APTERA at the CPC, they have actually printed all the panels for APTERA. And so you know what that means, right? Oh yes, all the panels have been printed and pressed, and they are practically ready to go. But let's check this information out that we got from the webinar yesterday, and let's listen to Steve and Chris. And
Before we do, I've watched this webinar right through and I've made a comment of my own on it, which I'll include in this little video that I'm making. I might even read it out to you.
let's let them bring this information out for us.
We're on the cusp of something big here, Chris. We got a lot to update.
Been on the cusp of something big since 2006. The cusp hasn't got really much bigger.
The folks about. So,
welcome to this investor webinar, an exclusive for everyone that has supported APTERA thus far and gotten us to the amazing vehicle that you're now looking at on your screen.
there's an important distinction to make here. When people talk about renderings and drawings, they may have the mistaken impression that they're just manifest, just some artistic creation. When you look at the renderings of the Bink, especially the animation of how it goes together, and then you see the pictures of the real Bink in Italy, you can see that all of the curves, the insets, the ribs, everything is the exact same.
All right, so what are they talking about here? They're talking about the rendering or the animation of the vehicle. What he's bringing out is that a lot of times the animation does not look exactly like the part that it's being animated or is supposed to be or is supposed to represent. And
For example, the animations where they've got an APTERA talking to birds and other other things, I think, what was it? My Mission or something like that. Have a look at that animation. Then, of course, there's the animation of the famous skin cooling explanation. There's a poor animation if ever there was one. But you would think after 10 years in operation that the animations would actually be based on CAD drawings.
so in this instance, he's saying that the animation, whoever did the computer simulation of the APTERA, their different parts and sections of the vehicle, he said that's exactly how it looks when it comes out from the CPC after they've pressed it. So it looks exactly like how it renders. So what you're seeing in the animation, that's exactly how the part looks. So the APTERA looks exactly like in the picture in the background that they have here. That's exactly how the APTERA looks. Exactly. So this is awesome. This is beautiful news. I really appreciate how they're bringing that out. How when they went there, that the CPC is pressing the parts and it looks exactly like the rendering. So the vehicle that you're getting, it's going to look just like that. Got another clip here where they're also bring that out, where they actually went to Italy and they saw that. Let's take a look at that as well.
So there you go, that dappled look, that's exactly how it comes out. I doubt it.
You may remember from April, May timeframe when we were in Italy, and we had dinner at the tool shop there with the family that owns it, and the champagne bottle, cork went through the ceiling, all that kind of stuff. But that was
champagne there.
that was the first time we saw the tools actually being made, and so the real milestone for us is on our last trip a couple of weeks ago. We saw the very last.
Chris is still continuing to show his nervousness. After all those years of selling snake oil, something's making him nervous now.
Main structural piece being made, not the tool, but that part itself. So all those tools have been made by now, and the parts have been validated. So we went from April of having no parts and just starting tools to today, where we have all those structural tools done and the parts validated.
All right, good news indeed. So as Steve is bringing out, that when they were in Italy the last time, they saw all the manufacturing tools being made, and now when they went back for this last time, they seen all the parts being made. So the parts are actually validated, and now they're being pressed and they're being made, and now all they have to do is just go ahead and put them together, ship them to Carlsbad, California, and guess what? We're going to have our first APTERA. So that is fantastic news. That means APTERA is slowly but surely moving along with this process. Very soon now, we are going to see APTERAs that are going to be tested. And they're going to have to test everything: the suspension, the UI, the windshield wiper, the solar panels, the braking, the battery pack. So all that's going to be tested. It's going to be validated, and they're actually going to give the information. Guess what? Not only are they going to record it, but they're also going to be able to show us what the APTERA is doing and how it's comparing to what they actually want it to do.
Later on in the webinar, Steve talks about wondering whether they'll have the wheels made in Italy so that they can drive it on and off, or at least push it on and off boats and other transport items, or whether they will just have to find some other means of picking it up and moving it without wheels. This is a bit strange. They haven't even figured that out. But I think their real problem with that is that it's probably already exceeded the amount of manufacture that is overseas. I'm pretty sure that Californian grant specified a certain percentage of manufacture had to remain in California, and already they look like they've overstepped the mark. Can they put wheels on it over there as well? It's not just a matter of which is cheapest.
So fantastic news. Hey, give me your comments. How do you feel about it? I know this is exciting for me because I really do trust and believe that APTERA is going to go a very long way. And the funny thing is they have 46,000 reservations on the APTERA now, and there is hardly nobody that really even knows about the company. So once again, once they start coming out with these vehicles and people learn that they can get 40 miles of range with a vehicle off of just the solar for free, that is big, big game changer. Big game changing. So awesome. That is awesome. I am so excited, so stoked for this company. And Steve and Chris, I mean, they're taking their time, they're getting everything done. They're going through a specific process. I would say that what they went through in the beginning with the first company, that was a big lesson for them, and I am so glad that they went through that, so that now they know what to look out for, and they are slowly moving forward, but they are going to get this thing out and they're going to get rolling. And when they hooked up with CPC, that was the one of the best things that could ever happen to this company. That is, I see them having a relationship for a long time, because I know that APTERA is going to go a long way. This is just the beginning. And yes, oh, I'm so proud of what's going on. Steve, Frambo, Chris Anthony, you guys are awesome. Everybody at the APTERA factory, you guys are really awesome keeping this thing going. And oh man, I just see a fantastic future for APTERA. This company is really going to grow. But anyway, enough of me rambling. I'm sorry. You guys, just give me your comments. And if you're new here, hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe. And of course, we want you to check all the videos that I do that come out. And I
It was enough of his rambling at the first sentence he made. The guy's enthusiasm is baseless. It takes an empty head to be so enthusiastic. Well, he asked me to let him know what I think in the comments, but he's blocked me. So this is why I'm going to add now what I think in the comments. In the comments on the video that was not even supposed to be uploaded, the actual webinar video. I've had my fun with the comments. Now for a thought that ran through my head as I watched the snake oil unfold. Not only were the 400 plus comments reduced to about 40, they were throwing out anything they didn't want to answer, and they had rehearsed their pet answers, but still didn't fool me. There must have been a lot of questions concerning the two overheating events, skin cooling, fake stuff on prototypes, and lots of other shenanigans that have cropped up recently. They would all fall into the category of 4 years of claims without proof. Now, these are what investors need to know, or at least those who aren't gullible would demand. It's an important question for big investors. Dopey mums and dads with their small change can invest on a whim, but big investors are more savvy than that. Ask Google why they aren't in for a second bite. It was they who got bitten. Ask them what they really think of all that silly CFD proof. Also notice they said they were frugal with the money they get in, and straight away wondered why more than half their staff are swanning around in Italy. All expenses paid, no doubt. Now, if this body comes from such experts in such perfect condition, none of the CA Californian employees need to know how they got made. None need to be there for any logical reason. There are so many more telltale signs of snake oil, but I will leave with this observation. He says they have raised about 110 million and says the company is worth over 810 million. Where did the $700 million difference come from? They made a fake alpha prototype in 3 months and followed up with 2 more. A half-baked beta and a gamma that can't even steer straight. They have almost no money banked and own no property. They made solar panels they put on a roof, then that unknown quantity disappeared. They have contracted for supplies and have received almost none. They have a virtual plant line on a TV screen, but only a painted line in the near-empty rented warehouse. They aren't worth a cracker.
made a couple of them. You can go back and watch some of my old videos. But for my patrons, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that
Wasn't it Gomer Pyle that said, thank you, thank you, thank you?
you do. I really appreciate it. You guys are the ones that's keeping me going. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Take care. Enjoy the rest of this day. It's beautiful outside. And so we'll catch you in the next one. All right.